100 Jams where hit music lives. Now you're locked in the midday chop up right here with your girl Erin Rain, Lil TJ Futuristics Black with Calling My Phone. Right about now, it's time for Chat Trap, talking about what's hitting the headlines today. And Chat Trap is brought to you by the Village Drug and Beauty Supply and Village Auto Parts. You can shop now and save at the Village Drug and Beauty Supply store located on Alexander Boulevard, Nassau Village for all your hair care needs, groceries, personal items, and beauty supplies. The Village Drug and Beauty Supply store have it all. Just call them now at 393-3419. So let's dive into the hottest topics today. There's only approximately 2 months left in the Atlantic hurricane season, but now we're beginning to see much more activity. Our most recent hurricane is Hurricane Sam, which is now a Category 4 as it continues to swirl in the Atlantic, and it seems to have 3 other disturbances joining in. So Hurricane Sam is expected to stay in the Atlantic and not enter the Gulf of Mexico, and forecasters are still keeping their eyes on the remains of Peter, which could briefly turn into a tropical depression again tomorrow. And subtropical storm Teresa, which formed on Friday, it's actually dissipated, and only 2 names are left this year on the regular list, which is Victor and Wanda. And if those are used, it will be the 3rd time in history that forecasters will use a secondary list of names. So I don't think we need any more hurricanes, come about. I don't even want Victor and Wanda to really come about, but let's keep our fingers crossed and let's continue praying during this Atlantic hurricane season because, of course, we only got approximately 2 months left. November 30th is right around the corner, but it could take a little long to come, so let's just stay prayed up during this hurricane season, all right? Moving on to further news. Over the weekend, shocking news that actually hit headlines with one of our favorite singers. Kelly Price apparently had went missing, which had touched many persons. It was announced that she was found briefly, and in a recent interview, she admitted to first contracting COVID-19 July 29th, and she had quarantined at home, hoping for a quick recovery. But she had COVID for about a week at home with her husband taking care of her before he also had tested positive right before she was rushed to the hospital with worsening symptoms, including a fever of 103 degrees. She said she was released from the hospital with an oxygen tank because of the shortage of beds, and for the next 4 weeks had health care workers visiting her at home. Now, she said she'd received her first negative COVID test about a week ago, and her lawyer actually explained that she wasn't missing, but she was just taking a break from everything, including her family, including her sisters, who were very, very worried about her. But at some point, she did say in an interview, and I quote, "At some point, they had lost me. I woke up a couple days later, and the first thing I remember is the team of doctors standing around me and asking me if I knew what year it was." And when she had to clarify saying exactly what she meant when they had lost her, Kelly Price had said that she had died, and which means she had flatlined, and the doctors were able to bring her back to life. And you just had a few other persons just really talking about this matter on social media. Some rappers like Da Brat, who was really, really close to Kelly Price, and she's stating that, she spoke to Kelly on the phone, and, she was good. And, of course, Kelly gave her the okay to tell other people that she's fine, but she did kind of hint that it's more than COVID-19, which is some persons are thinking right now that she probably is dealing with. And honestly, with COVID-19 being in this pandemic and, just having other life issues, I'm pretty sure anyone could use a break. And, a lot of us probably have been taking breaks recently because it's just like, oh my gosh, you're exhausted from this and you're just trying to think, when will this end? And sometimes, yes, indeed, you do need a break from your own family. And I think, it's definitely okay as long as you're just using it to, of course, remain healthy in a healthy mental state, because that's what matters most these days. Moving on to our third story for the day. So it's pretty sad to see that a 6-year-old girl, she had fell 110 feet to her death after ride operators ignored seatbelt alerts before starting the ride. And I've been seeing so many people on social media, go on these rides like Six Flags, these big roller coasters, and, everyone's just screaming, "Oh, it looks like so much fun." And it's like, you want to be super, super careful. So I know a lot of my behemoths are always traveling, just trying to find somewhere to go. And just love yourself, live your life a little. So please, though, if you do decide to go on one of those roller coaster rides, all I'm telling you is make sure that it is secured. You want to make sure of that, because that 6-year-old girl, it's pretty heartbreaking to see that, she had passed away from that. And being a parent, just imagine if you're a parent, you're standing, your child begged you to go on this ride, and you're standing, off of the ride, just watching her, and then something like that happen. It's definitely traumatizing. So all I can tell you is please be careful when you do travel and if you do decide to go on any of these roller coaster rides. But that's it for Chat Trap, letting you know what's hitting the headlines in the media today. Of course, Chat Trap is brought to you by the Village Drug and Beauty Supply and Village Auto Parts. You can shop now and save at the Village Drug and Beauty Supply store located on Alexander Boulevard, Nassau Village. For all your hair care needs, groceries, personal items, and beauty supplies, the Village Drug and Beauty Supply store have it all. Just call them now at 393-3419.